Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 2366 of What You Up To Now. Today we're talking about graphic design, business strategies, supersizing that you can use to supersize and grow your business. We're talking about financial growth in the Let's Grow Annual Challenge, and we've been talking about it all month. Today's topic is financial growth and then applying the Lifeline exercise to it. I don't know if you're familiar with that exercise, that tool, whatever you want to call it. But I found it a very powerful personal development tool in terms of looking at my life and the impact certain experiences and certain events have had on all the different areas and aspects of our life. But today we're focusing on financial. This is my 1920s. I said that twice today. My 2020 Lifeline graphic that I used during our challenges in 2020 and 2021. And I guess I'm still using it today because it's easy. I can pick it up and I can show it. It's just like those timelines that we used in school when we were in grade school and high school and college. And information was plotted on a timeline according to the year or date that events happened. We used it in history classes a lot. We used it in mythology. We used it in civilization and studies. We used it in a lot of different courses. And it's a great tool. It's a great exercise. I call it a tool or an exercise interchangeably, depending on who I'm talking to and if they get tipped over by the word exercise. I know a lot of people that don't like the word exercise because it infers that you got to do some work. Guess what? Our lives are work. Work is just energy. The energy we put into something is determined by how much we care about it for the most part. And then that determines the outputs and the consequences and the results of any action that we take. So we were talking about that today, and I shared Abel's story of how she used this exercise during the different phases of her life and the impact it had on her as part of the Let's Grow Challenge. And it is in Guide 2. In Guide 2, I'm doing some different things this year. I'm using ChatGPT to do a write-up for the day's topic, as well as to create a story, somebody's story. I'm finding that the fastest, easiest way for people to get a lesson or learn something or understand a principle or a concept is through case studies, examples, stories, etc. So I decided this year I would let ChatGPT help me create stories, and I have not edited them. If anybody's going to get all bent out of shape, I think I even have some where I would say the wrong word and I do it again. I put it all in Guide 2, so you can look at it and read it. And, if you're looking for editorial feedback, guess I'm not really looking for that. I'm just looking to find out, is it valuable? Because I can always go back and edit it, right? But to me right now, I don't even know if I want to keep doing it or using it as a tool. I just want to test and tweak and play with it and see what's possible to help us to make these concepts our own. And that's what it's all about. It's about learning something, and before we apply it, saying, okay, do I want to apply it just like I have learned it? Or and by applying it, by taking action on the things we learn, by sharing it with someone else, that helps to reinforce our learning and make it our own. Like, for example, just this framework, the life framework that I use and have used since the 1970s, 1980s for sure, but the late 1970s is when I was first exposed with Jim Rohn and then Tony Robbins to have a life framework. And it was 7 parts back then: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, and contribution. Those are just areas that you could use to identify goals and different things in your life and work toward, to give you a little sense of control over our lives. Are pretty much chaotic for the most part, unless we put some structure and control and some habits and some systems and some processes in place. And then in 2020, with the crazy pandemic, I joined coaching program and in core areas and skills. And so I added communication and confidence to the life framework. And now I have a 9-part life framework that I live, that I teach, and that I share. And this month we're focusing on financial, of course, for the challenge. I've used this framework. I'm like, if I'm using this and learning it, and I've used it for decades, why would I not share this incredible tool that it has had such an impact on my life with other people? So I started sharing it. I don't remember what I was going to talk about. Is Sunday in my neck of the woods, getting together with some of my cousins, which I'm super excited about. I have a lot of cousins. I don't remember how many. I'd have to count and add it up. But I have a lot of cousins. My mom had 4 sisters. My dad had 4 sisters and a brother, and so we had a big family growing up. It's kind of feels sad for kids nowadays because people are having less children. I had 2 kids. One of my sisters had 2 kids, and the other each only had 1 child, and so that limits the number of cousins that you get nowadays. So we're having lunch with some cousins that we haven't seen for a while. Actually, we met with them all. We met with 2 of them in Texas, which was a blast. If I can help you in any way, I've added both a comments section to the original videos when I record them in Facebook, as well as a Q&A. You can ask questions just by typing them in the comment section, and they appear in the videos. I can't answer them if you're not live, but I can answer them afterwards and make sure that everybody gets their questions answered. Otherwise, if you just need some help with something, if you got a burning desire or a question that's just bugging you and you're not sure what to do next, just Voxer me, Voxer. It's a phone app, and it's a walkie-talkie app, which for me in my personal situation, that is the fastest, easiest way to get in touch with me. If you don't know my Voxer handle, just ask, and I will give it to you. Otherwise, have a great day, and I will, of course, see you tomorrow.